To get circular images or rounded images in Brizy Cloud is actually very easy, but if you don't always know where to go or how to prepare for it, it may be a little bit challenging. But this is often used on websites. Hi, welcome back to Learn Brizy Cloud. My name is JP. Let's have a look at how we can create these circular images. Let's look at a few things you can go wrong, and then I will provide you with a recipe that I think is the easiest way to go about it. First thing is, let's bring in an image. And what I will do is show you how you can load an image, of course, and then use a normal image. You'll see I have two here. This is a rectangular one. This is a square 1-to-1 ratio. We'll talk about that soon. First, I'll use this image, and as it brings it in, it's going to give me the image as such. Let's click again, and I'll put this focus point on her face. But you will notice this is not a square, and the reason we need to have it a square is very important. First, let's turn this into a circle. To do that, click on the image, go to Settings, Styling, and you will see here in the sidebar, you have the corner. If you grab the slider, you drag it all the way to the right, ensure that all four corners are affected at the same time. We're not going to get a circle. And that is because the corner only goes to a maximum of 100 pixels. You can type in a crazy value then. Usually 300 pixels for this size image will work. But still, I don't have a circle. To get a circle, you need to have a square, which means this image needs to have all sides equal length. And how do we do that? The one way is to click on the image to get the sizing handles. And then you grab the bottom handle and drag it until you think you've got a square, which is not perfect, right? But, well, by the eye, it looks okay. The other way you can do it is to go to the settings here and change the width and height. Your challenge is that currently it is set to percentage. So if I type in here 100% for the height, I'm going to get the full ratio dimensions of what the original picture was in terms of its sides. So this also won't work. What you could consider is putting it on pixels. So 100 pixels and another 100 pixels makes it very small. But now you've locked in the dimension, which is a 1-to-1. Now you can click on it and just drag it and you will get. And of course, you have to drag the handles on the side, not the handles in the middle or at the bottom, because that will mess up the aspect ratio again. And there you have a perfect square circle image. This way you've made sure you've locked it in. However, if you go to responsive viewing, go here and select tablet, you're going to see now we have this setup here. If I click on the image and I go to settings, you'll see the width and the height is the same, but it still stretches. If I click on the image, grab the sizing handles and I drag it down, it doesn't work. Let's undo that, Control Command Z, and let's go and have a look on mobile device. That's Control Command minus on your keyboard shortcut. And because it's all the way from left to the right, it gives us again that circle image. I prefer not to work like this. So let's go back to our desktop view and let me show you a better way. And the first thing you will need to do is not to be lazy. Let's bring in the image. And what I mean by that is if you prepare an image for a circular image, my recommendation is always prepare it beforehand as a square, which means all sides are equal length. You can do that in many free photo editors online. Make sure you select a square or a 1-to-1, bring that in, and then you're going to sidestep all of these issues we've been looking at. I'll go to settings, and now instead of working with pixels, I can work with percentages, and I'm going to set the height to 100%. And because it's 100% one side to 100% the other side, we get a perfect square. From here, go styling. And instead of using pixels, we can also just go to corner and select percentage. This is also much easier because 100% of that is going to give us the perfect circle. If we now look at responsive, look at that. No need for me to go and mess with this one. And as I drag it, it's going to retain its ratio and its perfect roundedness. And the same thing if you go to your mobile device, you are just guaranteed that this image will not mess about as you resize it. You've locked it in because it's a square, and you've set those, what do you call it, the corners to 100%. Where am I now? Okay, here we go. So remember, bring in a 1-to-1, go to settings, make sure both is at 100%. And then in the sidebar, go to styling and make sure that your corner also on percentage at 100. This will just make your life so much easier.